Hello, all there. I'm back to practice my spoken English with you all on 6th of July, and this is my day 6 of 75 days hard challenge. So, yes, without wasting any further time, let's begin our topic of discussion, which I have decided for today. So this is SDGs that we have to discuss. So first of all, understand what are SDGs. The full form of SDG is Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs are also referred to as global goals. These are the 17 goals set by the UN in September 2015, uh, where uh, where world leaders met and they decided, or they set 17 SDGs for prosperity, peace for all by 2030. So SDGs are also the part of Agenda 2030. Yes. And now, after knowing when they were set or where they were, you know, formed, let's understand what the term sustainability mean. Like we say sustainable development goals, we all understand what is development. Development is what? Progress which is, done upward. Obviously progress is something which is done upward. So we understand goals means the target, and development is progress. But understand, it's very important that what does it mean by the term sustainability. So sustainability is a method of using any resource which does not result in depletion or permanent damage. This is a simple, basic definition of sustainability. But UN Brundtland Commission has defined sustainability, the term sustainability, in another way. So let's see what is definition given by UN. So this definition says sustainability defined as meeting the needs of present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. So this was definition. Now understand in very basic sense that anything you have to use, or you have to utilize in such a way that your usage does not result in depletion of any natural resources, right? So this is the term which we call sustainability. It's the meaning of, right? Now let's have a look at what are these goals. And UN has decided to achieve as much as possible these 17 goals by 2030. Yes, so let's have a look. Number first, SDG is no poverty, that we have to alleviate, or we have to eliminate poverty from all over the world, right? So this SDG is set uh, to focus on particularly those areas which comes under underdeveloped areas, right? So a fund is generated, and these funds are granted to those countries which are unable to invest funds in their development. So the first, or the very first SDG is no poverty. The second SDG which UN has set is zero hunger. There are a lot of indices which got publishes every year, annually, or biennial also, which shows that how much percentage of population is hunger even today. So this, or the second SDG, focus on abolition of hunger from all over the world. The SDG number 3 is good health and well-being. After you have worked on abolishing poverty and there is no hunger in the world, obviously you would focus on health and well-being now. The fourth SDG is quality education. After you have uh, you have food, you have better health, and now you have to focus on education, and not just education but quality education. Yes, it's very important. The SDG number 5, that we have gender equality inequality, right? So we have to abolish, or we have to at least minimize gender inequality. Gender inequality is not a problem of one or two nation in the world, but every country faces gender inequality in direct or indirect form. So yes, there is also a goal, which is SDG number 5, that we need to work on abolishing the inequality, particularly gender inequality. Yes, the SDG number 6 that we have is clean water and sanitation. This is the target of UN, that by 2030 every person must have clean water and sanitation, hygiene related. Yes, then affordable and clean energy. So world government and every Indian government also is working on renewable energy a lot. So somewhere this is also related to these SDGs, and obviously every government must work upon this. Yes, we need to generate new and alternate alternate resources of energy. Another SDG, or next SDG that we have, is decent work and economic growth. This is somewhere relevant to unemployment. Yes, this is a problem which every nation faces, and this SDG focuses on not just providing work, but on providing decent work, that you are getting paid for fairly, that you are working. So this was that. Another SDG is industry, innovation and infrastructure. This is one sustainable development goal, which says we need to generate or maintain industries, we have to innovate, and we have to develop infrastructure, but in that way that they do not affect the future developmental activities adversely. The next SDG that we have, reduced inequality. uh, Earlier we have discussed gender inequality, but this time, or the 10th SDG, is talking about inequality prevailing in many areas. So we need to get rid of any kind of inequality which is prevailing you know in most of the places. Then we have sustainable cities and communities. We have to plan cities or communities in such a way that they are sustainable, or they can sustain for a longer period of time. Then next SDG that we have, responsible consumption and production. We have to consume resources and produce whatever you are producing in that quantity or in that way that it does not affect future generations adversely. Another is climate change. Yes, this is something which attracts, or which gains lot of attention, and it deserves our attention, because this year 2024, everybody, every nation has faced extreme climate conditions. Temperatures is reaching 50 above, somewhere in Rajasthan, and I don't know. Yes, Rajasthan, and globally temperature has been increased. I think to 2 degrees Celsius, which must not be increasing. So yes, climate change or climate control is something that is attracting focus, and it should attract the focus, right? It is, something that we need to understand, we need to protect, we need to work upon it. Yes. And 14th SDG that we have is life below under water. Life below water, which means oceanic life. We also have to, focus, or we have also to take into consideration life below water, because it all collectively form weather or climate conditions. So we cannot ignore the life below water. And then another SDG comes with the with the tagline life on land. Yes, so we talked about life below water, and now UN set another goal, that is life on water. Like, we need to, protect environment, and we need to plant more and more trees, and we need to stop deforestation, we have to control pollution, etc. Then another is peace, justice, strong institutions. Yes, so these all these 17 SDGs focus on peace, justice, and strong institutions for everybody, right? Whether he is an Indian or he is an UN resident, UN is working, yes, because it is a global body, right? It collect funds from, its members, and then grant funds for development as it thinks fit. So ensure peace, justice, and in strong institutions. Then last but not the least, SDG is partnership. Partnership, in sense that we need to, partner for achieving these 16 stated SDGs. So this was all about SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. And to make it little interesting or make it fascinating, various indices are also published every year, ranking the growth or ranking the efforts of every nation towards achieving these SDGs. Yeah. And yeah, so this was all about SDGs. And lastly, I need to mention the topic of discussion for tomorrow, and I have decided to discuss the feature of a good communicator. Yes, so in my next video I'll be discussing what are those, characteristics which define a communicator as a good communicator. So that's all from my side for today. Thank you so much. Stay tuned.